Hello everybody and welcome back to Alan Wake. There's always, this game is consistently just kind of bad. Let's be honest.
I'd heard the plane fall.
Yep.
It made no sense. It was clear that it had just fallen here, but it was very old and obviously hadn't flown in decades. Looking at it sent a shiver down my spine.
Okay, so investigate the plane. That's what we gonna do. But the thing is, it's not a generally bad game just because it's bad. I've played some generally bad games that are bad not because they're bad, but they're bad because my bad. That was the worst possible way to say that. No, I have played some genuinely bad games that were just flat out bad. And, the premise was bad, or the idea was bad, or just everything from the idea to the premise to the execution was bad. It's like there's nothing over here. Ah, there we go. I'm hearing, a breathing sound, like there's someone around here. Yeah, there is. What the hell? Hey, old friend. Oh, shit. That hurt. But Alan Wake isn't one of those games that is just bad. It's one of those games that it could have been done better. And the reason, and it being able to be done better is the whole reason why I'm still playing it. Because if the game was just bad, I probably would have given up on it by now. But it's just that the game isn't executed properly for what it's trying to be. And I'd say one of my biggest issues with it is the amount of narration. The consistently having to have every little thing narrated about everything that's going on is irritating. It doesn't feel necessary. And in fact, it's just irritating listening to the narration sometimes. And I may be alone in that, but I don't think I am. And it does make me laugh. I haven't looked into this myself, but I have heard I haven't looked into this myself, but I have heard from someone that Stephen King, you know how the description of the game says is based off a Stephen King novel? Based off the concept of a Stephen King novel. I've heard that Stephen King actually sued the developers of this game because of that, because he didn't agree with their usage of based off of the idea of the concept of a Stephen King novel. Okay. That's really bizarre. I saw that on the plane as well. I guess that's what I saw on the plane. It wasn't a person. It's sludge, or is it blood? It looks sludgy, but to me. But then again, this game is kind of the type that I don't think it would shy away from having blood that disappears under light. Does confuse me though. Whose blood is it? Would it be Kidnapper dude?
When Barry saw the darkness attack the visitor center, it made him a believer. The men Al said he'd shot, they hadn't been just locals on crank. Somehow the world had changed, like the channel had been switched without warning. You think you're watching a sitcom, and you're really watching a horror show. When the birds started attacking the cabin, Barry wasn't surprised, just terrified.
Okay, so poor Barry. He didn't ask for any of this. Not at Alan, but Alan's the one who wrote the book, so it's his fault. But, what it said, like, you think you're watching a sitcom and you're actually watching a horror fest, that does remind me. I watched a show once, actually rather recently, and it's, at first you're like, oh, it's a horror show, and then by the end of it you're like, oh, no, this is a feels fest.
The logging site was a mess. The modular office had been pushed off the cliff. Deputy Thornton climbed up from the wreckage excited, breathing hard from the exertion. Nobody there. It's weird. Don't you think that's weird? Bored, Mulligan let out a mighty snort. Hell, it's always weird, Thornton. Just a question of sorting out what kind of weird it is this time around.
How bizarre. Oh, I'm supposed to be going up. Oh, okay, so this was the exploration route, but this right here was the, continue forward route. Okay, my bad. And the show in question is, like, it is actually the show that made me change my mind about, the quality of Netflix originals. Like, because if anyone remembers, when Netflix originals first started being a thing, they weren't actually that great. And, like, after the first, I think, 2 or 3 that, just were kind of meh in my eyes, at their best, I just sort of stopped giving them a chance. And this show, I don't remember why I watched it, but it showed up in my Netflix feed, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'll give it a shot. And then I saw the Netflix original in the opening. I was like, well, I've already committed to giving it a shot. Might as well continue. And by the end of it, I was like, okay, yeah, this has changed my mind. Netflix originals can be good. And ever since then, like, all the Netflix originals that I have actually decided to watch have actually been semi-decent. The show in question is actually The Haunting of Hill House. Spoilers, by the way. It only starts out horror, and then continues horror.
Shadows
but by the end, it's not horror.
Picked up as I ran through the forest. I felt the dark presence turning its gaze toward me. Then the moonlight was blotted out by dark shadows that raced violently across the ground, moving too swiftly to be natural. Darkness gathered between the trees and melted again to reveal the taken. No natural path had brought them here.
Of course, the game is just like, oh, our parkour systems are terrible. We're gonna force you to use them more consistently. It's oh, so I don't have a shotgun. I have a hunting rifle. Okay, bizarre. I thought I had a shotgun. My bad. You know, for a hunting rifle, it's not really that precise. But it absolutely convinced me that Netflix originals could be actually pretty good. And the reason this more than anything reminds me of it is the main character, like, actually kind of reminds me of Alan. Oh, I don't have enough bullets to reload it. Okay, that's why. But, in appearance at least, personality... Actually, no, even personality-wise, they're both kind of dickheads. Which is, it does make me interested. Why is it a consistent theme that the main character of horror things has to like be an unlikable person?
Logging is a hazardous occupation.
Yes, yes. Here's the chainsaw that we heard about last time. Chainsaw, bro. See, as long as you have resources, this game can be like really easy. But if you misuse your resources, like I think I misused my flares there, which is gonna make this game a bit more difficult up ahead. But like, yeah, Chainsaw Bro right there. I can't believe that he's actually just dead, considering circumstances. But like, I have to.
Stay out of sight. I'm on my way. Don't open the door.
What, am I crazy?
Stay hidden. I'll be there soon. Just make sure you keep the lights on.
Lights, cameras, do whatever it takes. So, dang,
I still had to reach Barry at the cabin, but at least I was out of the woods.
Is it really that much of a difference to be out of the woods? Like I was a.
I'd have to get the car from the locked garage. It would get me back to Barry faster, and the headlights were a welcome bonus.
Oh yeah, I did fall off a cliff. I was sitting here wondering, like, why didn't I just take the path that I took before? And I was like, oh yeah, I fell off a cliff.
Froze me in place. I considered surrender. It was all falling apart anyway. I could give in, let someone else deal with it. But it felt all wrong. Call it instinct. His posture. The way he held the gun. He was no friend. Shots ringing in my ears, I leaped for the hole in the fence and stumbled into the darkness beyond.
Okay, so a FBI agent bro is gonna show up, and we're going to ignore him. Okay.
A story is not a machine that does what you tell it. A story is a beast with a life of its own. You can create it, shape it,
Okay.
but as the story grows, it starts wanting things of its own. Change one thing and you set off a chain reaction of events that spreads through the whole thing. The characters have to be true to themselves. The events need to follow a logic that fits the story. A single flaw and the magic is gone. The story dies. Alice dies.
Uh-huh.
You can learn about nature and yourself.
I expected that, but it still sort of got me. Like, I was expecting it the entire time. I was like, that light's flickering for a reason. That light is flickering for a reason. When's it gonna happen? And then, like, the other thing happened. Like, the TV turned on. I was like, oh, okay, never mind. That's what's gonna happen. It's not gonna be someone jumping out. And then I was proven wrong again. It was just like, nope, someone's jumping out at you. Come on, baby. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab the car. Let's go. Oh, I actually have to control this. Oh, can I get out? No, I don't think I can. I can get out. I can get out and investigate things. It's not something I want to do. Never mind. Get back in the truck. Get back in the truck. I wanted to get out just to explore and see, like, oh, is there anything else around here? Like, is there anything? Yeah, right there. See? Absurd amount of people. Okay, so I just don't want to get out of the truck at all. Because it doesn't appear that there's anything to do outside of the truck. And so I just want to take the road and try and bypass people. Because if I get out of the truck, just a whole group of them seems to want to spawn. I made it back here at least. Okay, so I have to get out here now. Great. Of course, the story has some contrived reason why I have to get out of X.
The flare gun was probably the best weapon I could imagine against the dark things I was facing.
Well, duh, it has been the best weapon so far. Oh. Yeah, no, I don't feel like fighting 3 of them that just come out like that.
It was the kidnapper.
You son of a bitch! Where's my wife?
Enough horseplay, Wake. You deliver the manuscript, and you can have your woman back. Simple as that.
I don't... Listen. I'm gonna need time to finish it. I still need to write the ending. I need a week.
It's not done.
I need a week.
2 days. The old Bright Falls coal mine is nearby. You can
Arbitrary timelines!
the main building there at noon. You bring the manuscript, you'll get your wife. If not, well, get me.
Yes, I get you.
There's no complete manuscript.
Barry
What?
talked about birds over the phone.
Okay, so we have these flocks of birds. Except for the birds just die to the light. How bizarre. But no, always and everything, there's always got to be some arbitrary reason why things have to be rushed.
Al, I am so glad you're here. A couple of them got in here before I blocked the chimney. This isn't normal. These birds are weird.
Oh no. Am I gonna have to defend this? Okay, I have to defend this spot, sort of.
Al, make them go away, please.
And what type of birds attack in a flock like this? Is this just because they're controlled? Is this just because these birds are taken? This is the dumbest sequence so far, though. How many birds do I need to take out? Ow.
Barry, you can open the door now. They're gone.
No, that... Oh, yep, they are, okay. There was still a whole ton of them up in the air, but...
Hey, Al. I'm sorry for thinking you were having a psychotic episode, man.
Yeah.
I sent
Apologize
Barry
to me.
town to ask around about a man fitting the kidnapper's description. He'd go through the archives of the local paper. Perhaps he could learn something. Anything about the island and the cabin that had disappeared. The man wanted a manuscript. I had to try to write him one to get Alice back. For me, the supernatural had always been nothing but a metaphor for the human psyche, a tool to use in writing fiction. Now, it was happening for real, and I couldn't put a single word on paper.
Throwing your book around is not the response to that.
Barry Wheeler speaking.
This is Rose.
Rose?
I found Mr. Wake's pages.
Oh, you sweet, brilliant girl.
Could you and Mr. Wake come get them? I live in the trailer park
Oh,
outside
no.
the town.
We'll be there in less than an hour.
I know.
See you soon.
Have a great day. Hope you come back soon. Welcome to the old
dear diner.
Good girl.
Poor Rose. She was just a fanatic. Oh, no, I just mean fan. My bad. So now we're getting a bit more story than just Alan's wife is gone. Yada yada. Why do I feel like this song is gonna get a copyright claim on my thing? Okay, part 3.
How the hell did she get
Ransom.
her hands on the manuscript anyway?
I don't know. She's resourceful. I told you you were too hard on her. Listen, I found out all sorts of interesting stuff while I was digging around.
And you haven't told me any of it yet.
Sheriff Breaker, we have an FBI agent here, Agent Nightingale.
FBI?
He's anxious to see you. You'd better come to the station.
Okay, I'll be right over, Sheriff. Let's make this quick, huh?
Names that are highly specific and like
Help you folks? Name's
very much just yes, suspicious person.
Randolph. I'm the man.
Okay, I'll have to replay through this section anyways next time I launch the game. So we're gonna end this here. That's just how the checkpoints in this game work. Stupid, I know. I do hope y'all enjoyed. If you, truthfully, this game can be great, and I give it a hard time, but I am having some fun with the game, or else I wouldn't keep playing. So, what are your thoughts? Like, what is actually going on? Who is the woman? Why is all of this happening? And is this really just... Are we seeing the past when we see Alan in front of the typewriter? Or are we seeing the present as he's sitting there in the room writing what's happening as it's happening? I don't know. Hope you all enjoyed. We'll see y'all next time. And remember, smile. Makes people think you're happy. Goodbye.